Does anyone else feel like we're in an arms race for power, and there are just like everywhere you turn billionaires trying to Lex Luthor their way into controlling everything that we say or do, both online and in reality? You know, in England, you've got Muslim people patrolling the streets and trying to enact Sharia law. They even are putting Sharia, I can't say the word properly, sorry guys, Sharia law courts, Sharia courts in London. We've got the WEF, who has kind of, you know, given up, like at least publicly they've given up, and now, you know, that tiny hat country in the Middle East is also trying to exert control. It's just so interesting how all these foreign nations are just like salivating and tapping their fingertips together, just waiting for their moment to take over the United States. And it seems like I'm just not gonna say that, I'll get banned. But anyway, so yeah, isn't that interesting? It's really weird to think about how, like, maybe what we should do is ban billionaires. Perhaps, should we ban billionaires? I'm not saying go full socialist. You know, I do believe in a capitalist and a merit-based society. However, I do believe in social services. I do believe that taking care of the weakest of our pack is important to do. But I also believe that it should not be possible in a capitalist society like that to acquire so much money or whatever that you are able to become a de facto ruler in some fashion. Like, we should not be allowed to acquire so much money that we are able to then start taking over our governments and our social services. Like, these things should be untouchable. We shouldn't be allowed to mix corporate and government. We should keep those separate. We should keep Wall Street and Washington separate. We need to have some rules, you know, of engagement. We're in uncharted territory. There has never been this amount of money to acquire. There have never been people with this amount of money realistically. I mean, in the history of humanity, the one with all of the wealth was the ruler. And so perhaps we shouldn't let people acquire so much that they can then turn into some de facto ruler over us. I mean, there's a lot of nuance to this also. This is not a fully fleshed out idea, but in general, I think that it's something that we should consider implementing. There should be a limit. And after you make a certain amount of money, every single dollar that you make above that amount goes back to society, goes and helps, you know, fund the medical system so that we can have universal health care. That's not federally run, and that's also not privatized. It's a social program that is specifically for our health and our health, and that includes our diet. So we should be able to use the money from the billionaires to pay for all of our medical care and all of our groceries, and we should be able to eat healthy and affordable. And even if it's not affordable, it doesn't matter, because they will be paying for it, because we deserve to have healthy fruits and vegetables just as much as they do. It should not be that because you are in poverty, that means that you just have to suffer so hard. Especially because people in poverty tend to be some of the hardest workers. It's the people that are not actually in poverty, but they call themselves poor, that seem to be entitled and lazy. But I think that Another thing we should consider as far as social service, just to add to this, I should probably make a separate video, and I've said this in the past, I'll just make a part 2.